James Faulkner opened up his Lancashire account with an exceptional maiden first-class 100 on the third day of the LV County Championship match with Surrey at the Kia Oval, one which dug his side out of a sizable hole. Surrey were soon all out after resuming their first innings on 435 for 8 after a 40-minute delay, Stuart Meeker falling to the first ball of the third morning, playing Kyle Jarvis back onto his stumps for his 38th championship wicket of the season. 13 runs later and the home side were all out, Tom Bailey having Matt Dunn caught behind off a flamboyant drive. Perhaps the only way we could get a result from this game was if Lancashire were to follow on, and they were soon in trouble. Carl Brown tried to remove his bat but sent this ball from Dunn into the hands of Jason Roy. And in the next over, the other opener, Paul Horton, was also out. Ben Foakes with his first catch behind the stumps for Surrey off Meeker. Both openers had gone for 4, and we started wondering why we'd switched our LV game of the week to Chelmsford, where Leicestershire were closing in on a very rare victory. Almost naturally, however, Aswell Prince and Alvaro Peterson began to steady the Lancashire ship before lunch, which was taken early because of more bad light in London. Lancashire resumed on 28 for 2 and looked to their two very experienced former South African internationals to recover a rather sticky situation. Prince closing in on 800 runs already in this championship summer. These two took the total to 55. But then a rare failure for Prince this year, as on 20 he was LBW to Tom Curran. Prince's tally of runs for the 4-day season now at 791. Surrey were now well on top, and had Roy been able to hold on to a very tough chance offered by Peterson, they would have been even better placed. Batting appeared to be much tougher than it had been on the first couple of days, although Surrey too had struggled a bit against the first new ball. Stephen Croft had made 21 when he fell with a total on 91, a bit of turn from Zafar Ansari, seeing the batsman find Kevin Peterson at wide long off. Alvaro Peterson soon followed for 46, another attacking shot going awry as Meeker was top-edged to Foakes in front of the slip cordon. Meeker was by now bowling with good pace, and in his next over he had Alex Davis edging to Foakes to go for a single and to leave Lancashire in big trouble on 108 for 6, 340 runs behind their hosts. By the time he got to tea, Lancashire had recovered a little to 143 for 6, with Faulkner making a solid start to his championship career by getting to 25. The 25-year-old Tasmanian all-rounder was playing in his first championship game, but the 46th first-class game of his career. In his previous 67 innings, he struck 12 50s with a top score of 94. He was soon on his way to a 13th in the evening session as he and Jordan Clark began to rescue the situation for their team. Even a draw here would be a good result for the second division table toppers, and in order to make that result a lot easier, they had to try to get up to a total of 299 to make sure that their hosts would have to bat again next on the last day. Faulkner, who played his only test match on this ground, reached his half-century off his 61st delivery with a single off Meeker. The Aussie, who's made a name for himself in the one-day arena for his country, had struck 5 fours in that, and he found the boundary again in this same Meeker over. Surrey needed him out, and soon. His partner Clark had made a slow and watchful start to his innings, but burst into life with a couple of sixes off the spinners of Ansari and Gareth Batty as the visitors brought up their 200. Both shots just eased the ball over the boundary rope as if it was a very simple thing to do. However, Clark should have gone soon afterwards. This a big moment in the match as Rory Burns, in spite of several attempts, couldn't hold on to a catchable chance at short leg. Batty was the unlucky bowler there, and the batsman survived another scare when Foakes missed a stumping chance off the spinner, the keeper correcting himself just too late. That allowed Clark to score his maiden first-class 50 in his 8th innings in this format. This time he went for a sweep off Batty, which brought the 24-year-old all-rounder his third 4 to go with his pair of sixes, his half-century being brought up off 113 balls. In fact, Clark had most of the strike at this point, but it was now time for Faulkner to kick on a little. He took on Meeker to move into the 90s and to pass his previous best score of 94. The man known as the finisher now needed to finish off his 100. That he did with a stolen single off Mika, which took the batsman to three figures off 141 balls, an innings containing 11 fours. He celebrated off-screen. His match-altering partnership with Clark had realised 183 runs when the latter, on a career-best 63, was bowled through the gate by Dunn in the first over with the second new ball. 8 were needed now to avoid the follow-on, and after that was achieved, Faulkner smashed the ball about, then raced down the pitch and tried to hit Dunn into the Thames, only to be bowled for a magical 121. Although the follow-on was now a thing of the past, Lancashire could still not afford to give Surrey too much of a first innings advantage, and Jarvis and Bailey batted well amongst the long shadows to add 30 more runs to the total before the close. That took the score to 342 for 8, which means that, going into the last day, Lancashire trail by 106 runs, and if they can close the gap further on the final morning, it's unlikely that their opponents will have enough time left to force a result.